Welcome to this short tutorial about working with invoices in standard accounts. This video demonstrates how to create an invoice, how to print it, and how to create a credit memo against an invoice. If you don't have all the fields described in your app, it may be because you have not subscribed to all the modules and functions available. The Invoice Register is a record of your company's sales. Each time you make a sale, you should enter an invoice, print it, and send it to the customer. You will find the Invoice Register in the Accounts Receivable module. To open the Invoice Register, select the register's icon in the navigation center and choose Invoices. The Invoice Browse window will open, listing the invoices that you have already entered. In the list, each invoice number is shown first, followed by a tick if the invoice is okayed, then the invoice date, customer number and name, and the total amount of the invoice. Credit memos are marked with the letter C after the total. As in all browse windows, you can change the sort order by selecting the column headings. If you want to save the sort order, choose Save Position from the window menu. You can see that every invoice row has a color: red, green, or white. White rows represent unpaid invoices with a due date in the future. Red invoices are unpaid with a due date in the past, and green invoices are paid invoices. To add a new invoice, select the Create button and choose New Invoice. A new invoice will be opened. You can also select the New Invoice icon in the navigation center or use the plus icon in the top of the navigation center and select Invoices. The number field will be filled in automatically when you save the invoice. The system will allocate a number to each new invoice in sequential order. To enter a customer, use the Paste Special keyboard command, Command and Enter, to open the Paste Customer list or just start typing a customer code or name. Select the correct customer. If payment terms were entered in the customer record, that information will be brought into the invoice automatically. On the terms card, you will see the invoice date, payment term, and the due date, which is calculated automatically. Our reference will contain the name of the salesperson who created the invoice, and the attention field will contain the customer's contact person. You can change any of these if needed. In most of these fields, you can use the keyboard command Command and Enter to open a Paste Special selection list. Use the matrix at the bottom of the screen to list the items that you are selling. Select the first row in the item field and use the Paste Special keyboard command Command and Enter to open the Paste Item window. You can select an item from the list by double-clicking. You will see the item being added to the invoice row. Press Enter to move to the quantity field. You can add up to 200 item rows in one invoice. You can see that invoice totals will be calculated automatically as you add items to the invoice. If you accidentally added an incorrect item, you can delete the unnecessary row. Select the row number and press backspace on your keyboard. The row will be deleted. If you want to insert a row in the list, instead of adding it to the end, select the row number below it and press Enter. You can save the invoice at any time by selecting Save. When you are sure the invoice is complete and correct, select Post and save it for a final time. When you want to print the invoice, you can select the Print Preview button to review the invoice. To print, select the printer icon. You can create a credit memo when a customer returns an item, or when you need to correct a mistake in an invoice. To create a credit memo, first open the invoice that you need to credit. Then, open the Create menu and select Create Credit Memo. A credit memo will be created. In the first row, there will be a reference to the original invoice. The only difference between an invoice and a credit memo is the payment term. You need to have registered a credit memo payment term to be able to create credit memos. Please refer to our payment terms tutorial for more information. Note that all values in a credit memo are positive. If you're partially crediting the invoice, edit or remove rows from the credit memo as already described. When you are done, simply select Post and Save. Again, you can print the credit memo by selecting the printer icon. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions about this or any other functionality in standard accounts, please watch our other tutorials. Visit our forum or read the FAQ on our website at www.standard-accounts.com.